Day 7. You bite into 2 tiny buds and pause, because something feels different. Your breath is cleaner before the toothpaste even hits. Breakfast sits lighter. Your energy is steady instead of spiking and crashing. No hype, no magic, just a small habit you kept for a week, 2 cloves a day. If you stay with me for a few minutes, I'll show you exactly what changed, how to do it safely, and how to tell if your body is actually benefiting. Without fluff, without overpromising, just real-world results you can feel. Cloves are the dried flower buds of a tree called Syzygium aromaticum. They're little powerhouses with a strong aroma thanks to a natural compound called eugenol. That's the thing that gives you the warm, slightly numbing tingle when you chew a clove, and it's why these buds were used for centuries in home remedies. Modern research points to antioxidant and anti-inflammatory activity and antimicrobial effects. That means they can help calm irritation and reduce some unwanted microbes. We're not treating diseases here. We're nudging your system in a helpful direction. When you keep the dose small and consistent, 2 buds can be enough to notice gentle shifts in how you feel. Let's start where most people notice the fastest change: the mouth. Chew 1 clove slowly after lunch and 1 after dinner, and you'll feel that mild numbing at the gum line. Many people report fresher breath and a cleaner mouthfeel after a few days, because eugenol and friends make the mouth a little less friendly to odor-causing bacteria. You still need brushing, flossing, and a normal routine. Cloves are a helper, not a replacement, but if coffee breath is your enemy, this tiny move can be a quiet win. By midweek, the focus usually moves from the mouth to the gut. Cloves are spices, and spices can gently wake up digestion. If big meals leave you heavy or gassy, 2 buds after eating can make that post-meal window feel lighter. Not because they're rewriting your biology, but because they support the process. A bit more digestive comfort, a bit less bloat, and a smoother landing after dinner. If you stack that with a 10-minute walk and a glass of water, you multiply the effect without adding any complexity to your day. There's also the energy story. Some early evidence suggests compounds in clove may support healthier glucose handling. Translation: when your meal is carb-heavy, having a small spice cue on board might help your energy feel steadier. Think of it like turning down the volume on your afternoon slump. It's subtle, not cinematic, but subtle is exactly what you want for habits you can actually keep. Now, let's make this dead simple to do. Pick one of 3 routes. First, the chew and done. 1 clove after lunch, 1 after dinner, chewed slowly. Second, the soak. Drop 2 cloves in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes and sip after your evening meal. Third, the sprinkle. Lightly crush 2 buds and add a pinch to tea, yogurt, or a warm soup, then leave the woody bits out. The rule is small and steady. With cloves, more is not better. Better is better. 2 buds mean 2 buds. Don't grind a week's worth and start spooning it into everything. That's the fastest way to overwhelm your taste buds and your stomach. Who's most likely to notice benefits? If you deal with mealtime bloat, low-grade garlic or coffee breath, or those mid-afternoon dips that make you reach for junk, this 7-day test is worth it. If you're already consistent with water, a little movement after meals, and decent protein, the effect tends to show up sooner, because you're giving your body the conditions to let small tweaks matter. Safety matters, so here's the clean version. Whole cloves at culinary amounts are generally well tolerated for healthy adults. Clove essential oil is a completely different beast. It's very concentrated, and swallowing it can be harsh and even dangerous. Keep oil away from this 7-day routine. Whole buds or a gentle soak are your best friends. If you're on blood thinners, have bleeding disorders, are pregnant or breastfeeding, have active stomach ulcers, or you manage blood sugar with medication, talk to your healthcare provider before making this a daily thing. It's a tiny habit, but your context matters, and smart beats stubborn every time. Let's map your week in a way that keeps you engaged. Day 1 and 2. Go easy, 1 clove after your main meal, and 1 after your next biggest meal. Pay attention the next morning. Breath confidence from 0 to 10. After dinner, post-meal comfort from 0 to 10. Day 3 and 4. Keep the 2-clove rhythm and add a 10-minute walk after your largest meal. Note your mid-afternoon energy from 0 to 10. Day 5 and 6. If you've been chewing, try the soak at night. If you've been soaking, try a slow chew to see if the mouthfeel difference matters for you. Day 7. Compare numbers to day 1. Even a 2-point shift is a real change. If there's no shift, you've learned something about your body with almost zero cost. Taste too strong? You can soften it without losing the effect. Crack the bud with a spoon, steep it with lemon and a peppermint leaf, and sip warm. Or bloom a lightly crushed clove in a teaspoon of oil at the start of a soup or stew. Then scoop the piece out before serving so you get the aroma without biting the wood. If chewing feels weird on your gums, switch to the soak. The warm liquid is kinder and still delivers the experience. Let's address the trapdoors that make people quit. Don't expect a miracle on day 1. Pay attention to the trend. Don't swallow essential oil, ever, not for this. Don't take 10 buds because more must be better. Don't use cloves to cover a junk food day and then blame the spice when you feel heavy. Don't ignore your meds list or your history with ulcers or reflux. If your mouth feels irritated, switch from chewing to soaking. If your stomach complains, drop to 1 clove for 2 nights and come back up only if you feel fine. Your body is giving you feedback. Your job is to listen, not push. You might be wondering why 2 buds and not a supplement. Consistency beats complexity. With whole buds, you control the dose easily, the flavor reminds you to be present, and the routine is practically free. Supplements vary a lot in dose and quality, and clove oil is too concentrated for casual swallowing. For a 7-day test, the simplest route is also the safest. One more edge you can add that costs nothing. Timing. Put your evening clove right after your last bite. That little ritual says, meal closed. Your brain loves cues like that. And for many people, it naturally reduces late-night snacking. If weight control is on your mind, that one cue can be a bigger win than any antioxidant claim. Let's talk expectations with honesty. Cloves won't rebuild your health in a week. What they can do is support fresher breath, a calmer gut, and steadier energy. Small wins that stack up when repeated. If you combine the 2-clove habit with the absolute basics, water, protein, plants, and a short walk, you give your body an easy environment to feel better in. If nothing changes by day 7, you haven't failed. You ran a clean experiment and got an answer. That's how you become the kind of person who owns their health decisions. Because we're aiming to keep you watching and actually trying this, here's a simple pact you can make with yourself. For 7 nights, no spreadsheets, no perfection. 2 buds, 2 minutes, and 2 notes. Breath confidence score. Post-meal comfort score. That's it. By the last day, you'll see a pattern, good or bad, and you'll know whether this belongs in your routine. Not because someone said so, but because your own numbers told the story. If you do feel better by the end, carry it forward without letting it turn into a chore. Keep a tiny jar in your bag or at your desk. Partner the clove with a ritual you already do. Your evening tea, rinsing your dishes, a 5-minute stretch. Habits attach best to habits, and when you travel, a few buds in a zip bag take up less space than a pack of mints and won't melt in a hot car. A quick word on kids and pets, because it always comes up. This routine is for adults. Don't hand whole cloves to small children, and keep clove essential oil away from them entirely. Pets don't need cloves, and essential oils can be harmful. Keep your test drive a grown-up-only experiment. Now circle back to this morning. If you're on day 7 and your notes tell you that your breath is calmer, your belly is happier, and your afternoon is less of a crash, lock the habit in for another week and keep the same 2-minute notes. Momentum is real. If your notes show no shift or you felt off, stop. You lost nothing and gained clarity. There's power in a clean no. And here's the twist most people miss. The biggest upgrade from 2 cloves a day might not come from the cloves at all. It's what you prove to yourself this week, that you can test a habit with curiosity, collect your own data, and make a choice based on how you actually feel, not on hype. That identity, Someone who keeps tiny promises to themselves is the part that sticks. Keep that, and you'll win with or without the spice.